Hello, my name's Duncan, and welcome to Patt Books, and welcome to Overpopulation Month. It was originally going to be a week, but now it's going to be a month, because I've got more stuff than I thought I had to go along with. The story I'm going to be talking about today, if you've seen the title, is A Slice Crossed Only on Tuesday World. It's a bit of a mouthful. Philip José Farmer, the great Philip José Farmer. And this is a short story that was used off as a sort of jumping off point for the Dayworld novels, which I actually have. I'll show you the Dayworld novels, which are some of my actually favourite José Farmer stories, even though they're not as not obscure, they're not as out there as some of his other books, even though I love things like Riverworld. So yeah, so there's the Dayworld trilogy, Dayworld, and Dayworld Rebel, and Dayworld Break Up. But the story, The Slice Crossed Only on Tuesday World, I'll probably say that wrong a few times in this video because it's all a bit of a mouthful, appeared in New Dimensions 1, 14 original science fiction stories, which was published in 1971. But since then, it's only been reprinted in a few places. I found it incredibly difficult to find. I was looking for it because I wanted to see the story that those Dayworld had been based on. And I eventually found one in this collection, which has got a really dodgy Alex Proyas picture on the front, because look at the character's legs. But I only managed to find that by using the Spectrum Fiction database, which if you've never used, it's well worth using. And I managed to find a copy of it that way. Lots of searching, but it was not an easy story to find a copy of. I don't know why it's not been reprinted more, because it's a really interesting story. And it's set like 1,300 years before what are the Dayworld books. I'm not sure whether Philip José Farmer planned this story as a jumping off point for the series or not. Who knows? It might be written down somewhere. Somebody may know. If you know more than me, that would be great. But it's really quite a sort of simple concept. Not that Philip José Farmer's stuff can ever be called simple. It's not some big space opera or anything. This story is a very personal story. As I said, it's set 1,300 years before the Dayworld books, and the concept of Dayworld and this story is that overpopulation and overuse of resources mean that people are are what they call stoned. Basically, it reduces all their atoms and that so they hardly move at all, and so people live on different days. And then they are revived on each day, so they only live on Tuesdays. So somebody may only live on a Tuesday, so every Tuesday that person is awoken and they live their life. They work, they have fun, they do everything, and then at midnight that night they have to go back into the little pod, and then they are put into suspended animation again till the following Tuesday. So on the other days, other people are using the apartments and are doing work. There's very little cooperation between the days. But obviously needs to be some for society to function in a shape or form. And that is the general synopsis for this and for the Dayworld books. This concept, I don't think I'd ever found it used anywhere else. Recently, Jamie Smollett's 2021 Kings of the Dead World used a similar idea. That is quite a bleak novel. Don't know whether I do a talk on it, because I read it because it had the same idea. It's a very bleak novel. It's one of these books that you read, Kings of the Dead World, that you read it and you think, this is very grim. I'm not sure if I like it, but it was worth reading. Kings of the Dead World. So if you ever get a chance to read that as well, it's well worth a read. But back to this short story that I said the Dayworld books are loosely based upon. So this story follows Tom Pym, who lives on Tuesday. And generally he's happy, as you are be. So he just, every Tuesday, he gets woken up and he does his stuff. But obviously in their apartments, they have all the containers where other people are put in suspended animation for the other days. And it's normally in the basements and back rooms and things like that. But he notices this woman in one of them, and he decides that she's beautiful. Basically, he falls in love or lust with her. It's either way but she's on Wednesday and he's on Tuesday, so he cannot interact with her. You know, what's he to do? He needs to meet this woman. You know, it's a great sort of this line I really liked, which was getting into Wednesday is almost impossible. But yeah, Tom's falling in love with this woman. This woman's name is Jelly Marlowe. So what he manages to do is manages to leave a note that goes into Wednesday that she reads. And I think this sort of thing happens occasionally. But she basically sent him a message back and saying, don't be so stupid, don't be silly. We can't do anything because we're in different days. So I'm not interested at all. Yes, so Tom Pym, he won't give up at all. So there is a way that you can apply to the authorities to see if you can swap days, which is what he does. And I'll probably leave the description of the plot there. So if you do read this story, you don't know the ending, because the ending's got a bittersweet twist on it. But if you want to know, message me and I'll tell you the end of the story. So the story's got all these themes. It's like he's following the primal urges. Like all he knows about her is she's an actress and he thinks she's very pretty, but he's got this primal urge. He so wants to do this. And what seems like a straightforward sort of almost a love story by Farmer. As with all his work, there's a lot deeper stuff going on. You've got the background of the people being put in suspended animation. I said you've got the primal urge of him, Tom, wanting to meet this woman and to date this woman. And all that's going through the story. As I said, it's like the story because in some ways it's different to the Dayworld books because you're taking another angle. So he's used the basic concept of people being stoned and then jumped off to the Dayworld novels and told a different story there. Well worth reading this, as is the Dayworld novels. But I said this is the first story of my Overpopulation ones. I'm going to put a playlist together and I'll probably put a link down below once I've sorted that out. But yes, Life's Crosswise only on Tuesday World by José Farmer, as I said. That's what it's called. There was another story. So you got the Dayworld books that was done in 2007, which I think is called Only on Tuesdays or Only on Thursdays. And it is incredibly difficult to find a copy of. And I'm still searching for a copy of it. So if anybody ever sees a copy around, tell me. So yeah, that's the wonderful Philip José Farmer. As always, you should read some of his stuff, and I will speak to you all very soon. I've got various other stories and books I'm going to be talking about in my Overpopulation, as well as a chance for you to read some of your own. I've managed to find Project Gutenberg. I've done quite a little investigation, and I've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole, so there's going to be far more of these videos than I planned. I'd originally planned for a week without 2 or 3 videos, and now it's going to be quite a bit more, which is why it's going over to a month. Anyway, I'll speak to you all very soon, and I hope you like this little roundup of that great Philip José Farmer short story. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.